Happy Friday. I'm still getting set up. It's been a long week. Gonna pour some tea. How was your week been? Any weekend plans? Hey Sam, how are you? You know, doing okay. Me? Let's see, I got up not long ago, kind of wandered my way over to the desk, right? Into the office. I'm still waking up. Hmm. What's going on with this? For types from other crates, check whether the crate offers a certain feature flag. Ooh, well, that's unfortunate. Do I want to implement deserialize myself? Hmm. We could just make it a vec of U8, but why have the additional copy? Wait, it's not 256. File hash should only be 32. Ah, okay, it works. Nice. Where is postcard? I was thinking that I didn't really want to use postcard for this. I really don't. At least not on Not on the VFS side. I want to do as little as possible on the VFS side, and then as little as possible on the data plane side where mutations happen. All right, this is the setup. Let's make sure everything is locked away. Yeah, I don't think I'm going to use serialize for this. No, we're going to get rid of that. Reset that file. We're going to undo that. Part of this is correct. Only part is this here. The rest can go away. That goes away. Okay. Now for reverb, for our VFS, we have our wall pages. We would normally send the content here, right? But we need to make sure that our start is at the right spot. So if DB pages is equal to 0, this is the start location on disk. So we would need to set the I offset. We'd have to save that. And where is that? That's on file. Record transaction. Not sure about that one. But the get and set that we just copied is going to be for the commit start. That goes away. Not that one. These. Oh, that one goes away. Set start. Let's change the trait. Okay. Now we have set and take. And this file, what is it? Yeah, that's a file. So we should be able to call these other methods. Offset, was it? OFST. Reverb file. Dot. It's not on. Okay. Let's go with U64 instead. Oh, I found an I64. Hmm. One more time. U64. I64. There we go. Now, in the case that we have a DB page, we want to write, but we also need to reset this. Set commit start should only happen. We don't want to replace it. So we have the get commit start. So let's ensure that we only set here if it does not exist. Good morning, Bull City. I am not implementing my own SQLite in Rust. There is another project that is doing that though. So what I am doing is creating a VFS. It's a plugin for SQLite that provides a virtual file system. And this virtual file system will detect changes or other mutations to the DB and replicate them to other SQLite instances. Why don't we just save reverb file? Everything wants a reverb file. This is not a commit. Okay. Let's reorder these. So if the DB pages is 0, then we do that's the end of the transaction. If it is not 0 and we do not have a commit start, then we save it. Oh, and thank you for the follow, Ball City. So at this point, we are looking through the wall log as it's being written. All right. DB pages. We need to take the commit start. Okay. Now what we need to do is send the data to the FIFO. And we will send the size of the data. I just don't want to deal with the 30 bits. I don't know. All right. So on the file, we don't have. We have reverb, so we could get the FIFO. But why don't we save a reference to it here? I believe it's just a file. All right. And what were we doing to. Did we need anything for a reverb file? Or from reverb? Here's a reverb. Uh, more pointer deref. There we go. On state dot mutation FIFO. That is so far away. Cannot move out of that, which is behind a raw pointer. Move occurs because reverb file.reverb has type reverb, which does not implement the copy trait, although it might be able to. Except it's holding on to state, which is file, and I don't think file has the copy trait, even though it's just an integer. Let's see, does it? No. Auto would have been here. Hmm. Here, what were we doing? Oh, just copying. I'm gonna try. No. We just return a reference to a file for now. which is behind a raw pointer. Yes, I know. Hmm. And then if we needed multiple threads to be able to write to this at the same time, see, I happen to know that this is backed by a FIFO. A FIFO will not do interleaving if you have multiple processes writing to it on Linux under about 4K of data, right? So you can write 4K to it, and it's guaranteed on POSIX on Linux to not interleave with other data. So technically, I do not need a mutex here because POSIX and the operating system are doing that for me. So why make two of them? Two, locking structures. So we are going to be unsafe because we know what's going on and can validate this, whereas the compiler doesn't know what the hell we're doing. Okay. FIFO, let's just get access to that. Yay. And FIFO is just a file. Right. Let's change this. We're going to copy it. Then we'll make a big comment saying why. What we're doing is save. FIFO dot to raw FIFO is equal to that. Was it from raw parts or something? From raw. Now we did into. I guess as works as well. As doesn't consume it. That's unsafe. We know that's unsafe. We will fix that. And how about we move that up? Okay. And now for the comment. See, a Rust file needs. Let's just validate that. Might as well. Because this implements Right, right. Requires immutable self. Oh, interesting. So the file ext trait does not require immutable self, but it requires the offset, which we're not going to have. Let's see, available in WASI only. Okay, Windows only. Unix only. Okay. So we will simply do a write all. Oh, we do need to do an allocation, don't we? Hmm. We need to have one write call, right? Because that's how we get the operating system to use or to ensure that we do not interleave with other writes. A write vectored, we might be able to use this. Just have an array of mutable IO slice. How do we get an IO slice? It's semantically a wrapper around slice of U8. Okay. We might be able to do this. It's going to be a little silly, but we might be able to do this without extra allocations. Yeah, basically we're doing this. Okay. Text, that's like a Okay. Something like that. Little love note to my future self. Okay. So reverb file dot um, FIFO. There's our FIFO. I know we're not using it yet, Ruts. That's okay. It's okay. Just be patient. We want right all vectored. Now, where is that? Where's our right all vectored? Oh, it's nightly only. Hmm. Like right, except that it writes into a slice of buffers. Wait, what? Writes into a slice of buffers. Yeah, okay. This one I get. Attempt to write multiple buffers into this writer. Smic Explorer. All right. I do not want to use nightly for this. That means that. Oh, did I look at the wrong one? I looked at is right vectored. I want this one. Is right all vectored. Oh, here it is. Stabilize PR. Where are we at here? May 2024. by returning the right all vectored call with the same buff inputs. Switch from nightly toolchain to stable. What's recapping? Is that a reference to Captain Proto? Oh, interesting. Oh, that's nice. So what did they end up doing? And I need to ensure that right all vectored actually does one right. It doesn't. Oh, maybe. Well, it's using right vectored. Okay, maybe I'm just misunderstanding right vectored. Let's try it. Write some bytes to the file. I think the documentation is wrong here. Here it says from. Here it says into. Ooh, I wonder how many people this has tripped up. I mean, logically it doesn't make sense, and I had to second guess myself. Hello, Xenocron. How are you? So where is the stable source? Okay. Write and file. How's it going? Pretty good. Pretty good. Slow and steady. It's Friday. I'm glad it's Friday. I could use a weekend. Oh, I need to put my gloves on. My hands are getting chilly. There we go. Fine. Map or... This does not look like it's one write call. It looks like it's going to write some of your buffers. Inner right vectored. Let's look at the specialization here for what is inner? Hmm. Oops. What did I do? Did I hide that? Delta inner right vectored. Oh, perfect. Perfect. It might work. Let's try it. Oh, what's that diagramming software? Ah, good question. It is called MonoDraw. It's a OS X thing. Um, it's really just I wouldn't call it really diagramming. It's more of a maybe it is diagramming. Um, it's pretty cool. I like drawing in ASCII art. Oh, I need some more tea. But that's what we're building. We are currently working here. So export as text, toggle assistant. Back to the code. So we're going to write a number of buffers. All right, the first buffer is going to say how much data. Bytes, YTS. So on Dvorak, the I and the Y are right above each other. The Y is a bit more of a stretch. The I is where the G is, and the T is where the Y is. So I'm constantly making that mistake. How many bytes? Then we want a file hash, and then the start position. What was it? IO. Oops. Was that what I did? We need IO slices of this data. Okay. Start position. Okay. Data size. Start position is what? That's our commit start. Now, if we got to this point without a commit start, that's unfortunate. We should probably panic. Let's see if commit start dot is none. We risk. So if we finish writing this transaction, then the application will return to the user that, hey, everything was successful. We don't control the application, so we can't return some sort of error code, have them deal with it nicely. So at this point, the best thing we can do is to bail. Okay. And that this is likely the only information we will have to debug. Let's see. Without a commit start. Okay. We want the position. We want anything. We want the file. would be nice for us to print the file name. What is the file name? We have it stored, but we don't know if it's UTF-8 or UTF-16. How do we detect if it's one or the other? We could try one and then the other. Let's try that. Reverb file. Let's add a function for that. File path. How does file path work? We get a C star from pointer. But file name isn't a C star. Hmm. Yeah, that's just a pointer. No. So here, sqlite 3 file name for x open. It's guaranteed to be a null pointer or string. It will be valid until x close is called. You can safely store a pointer to it. Yes, but is it a pointer to what? Okay, not this file. Documentation. See, this is the old doc. file name. SQLite 3 file name wall. Let's see. It's used by SQLite to pass file names to the xopen method on a VFS. It may be cast to a const char star, okay, and treated as normal, non-terminated UTF-8 buffer containing the file name, but may be passed to special APIs such as, oh, interesting. Okay, so here it says we can treat it as a as a null terminated UTF-8 buffer. Finding these little tidbits it's like all over the SQLite documentation. There we go. So this is incorrect. So let's transmute that into something that can read it. Right. So we want standard.rs string. Oh, it's right here. We need a vector of U8s. Or it's a slice of bytes into a string slice. Okay. Well, we could go unchecked. If you are sure that the byte slice is valid UTF-8, SQLite says so. It's telling us. And you don't want to incur the overhead of validity check. There's an unsaved version of this function. I think we can use this one. So really, we just need to get a slice. Uh, file path. How about we do a function file name? Let's rename this to file name pointer. Okay. Standard mem transmute. Our source is going to be pointer. And it requires unsafe. Got it. So how do we get between the two? Pointers and integers, extending a lifetime, pointer to use size. Yeah, how do we get a slice of U8s? Maybe like a vec from pointer or something? Size and alignment have to match. Hmm. Let's see. Slice from raw parts. Interesting. Data and length. So we have the pointer and we need the length. Okay. Let's go back one. Length is equal to libc strlen chars. Expected raw pointer. Really? Okay. Maybe we do this with pointer. From raw parts, data is chars and length. We're not there yet, are we? Let or slice. Okay, I think we used all the unsafes. There's no more in the bag. Let's see if that works. Um, let's go to, oh goodness, where? Um, VFS, here, X open, yep. So we create our reverb VFS. Let file name equals reverb file dot file name. Error. Let's comment that out for just a moment. We'll leave that alone. And here, panic. Give it a build. Ergo build. And run. Oh, look at that. It works. SQLite, they said it would be a UTF-8. All right, back to where we were. We know it works. I feel like this should be somewhere else, but anywhere. Now, here, we can actually use it. Let file name equals self.filename. There we go. The reason we were creating that was so that over at the wall, if we needed to, we could see what our file name is. File name equals, there we go. How many bytes? Let's count that out. bytes is equal to I have to give it a type. Let's get the start position. No, we know what that is. Mid start is equal to match. Let's do a match here. We need to give it a slice of U8s. Let's do start position first. Mm, basically the same thing that we just did. Session slice and file hash. Where is that? That's on reverb file, not file hash. Here, file name SHA-256. And, hmm, hey, Marwan, how you doing? Happy Friday. Oh, right. Mm, we have to dereference this. Unsave. Da-da. One of those, one of those. Really? Oh, it's file name Shaw. That's why. Can I borrow outside of the unsave? Cannot return a reference to a temporary value. Hmm. Cannot move out of pointer to reverb file, which is behind raw pointer. Hmm. Now, we know that this is safe because this is self. And so let's just undo a little bit. There. All better. It's okay, Rust. Don't worry. We got this. Lifetime should be the same here and here. Save. Okay. All right. Good, good. Now where to? All right. File name. Let's go back here. File name hash. That should be a slice already. That's not mutable. Sure. So if there was an error, we bail again, right? We do something. We'll figure that out. And if everything was fine, that's the number of bytes, what, written or the number of bytes left? Like right. Okay, where's right? It's not linked. Come on, man. Right, right. Returning how many bytes were written. Okay. So this shall be the size of this plus the value within it. Now in this case, It will be more of the same. Okay. We should probably. Hmm. Actually, what happens if we return an error from this? So we could return any one of these instead. Say corrupt. It's corrupt. Too big. It's okay. Mismatch. I like IO error. SQLite abort. We should look up what SQLite does with these. Wow. Let's see what SQLite abort does. What is this? Ah, that's not it. That's not it at all. However, application defines SQL functions, virtual tables, or VFSs, or other extensions can also cause this result code to be returned, so the problem might not be the fault of the core SQLite. Okay, good. Anything else mentioning VFSs? No LFS. Busy timeout. Okay. Maybe we go this way. Okay. So SQLite IO error right, maybe. F-sync, we don't have to worry about. Okay, no, fstat. These are specific to these other functions. Delete, no mem, no. Access, no, no. Hmm. What about data? Okay, let's go with. Where'd it go? Here, this one, SQLite IO error right. Who knows? Maybe it will recover. Okay. So instead of panicking, let's return that. Although I think I like panic better. Hmm. It's like a runtime assert. We should never get into this case. Really? That's an I-32? I see. This okay. Data length. Isn't that oh, it's full. Value is not satisfied. Structured, yes, E error. does that mean? How do I know more about that? Ah, interesting. Oh, that's lovely. Okay, so with kv in log, it's after. So you specify how you want to get the information afterwards. Okay, very similar to print. Let's see if it works. So it's going to put content into the FIFO. I don't know what's listening to the FIFO other than just data plane is. Let's make a change. That pipe. Connection was reset. Hey, Voidalgo. How are you? You wrote your first code in Rust yesterday by doing Advent of Code, and you spent a lot of time in the standard doc. The standard documentation is great. Well, welcome. Oh, this is interesting. What if I think we found a situation where it's possible that there's only one page changing? So in this case, commit start is I offset. Okay, well this doesn't work anymore. iPhone. Okay, let's try that again. Oh, but what was the what else did it do? Why we returned. Come on, where is it? So we returned an error. Right? Then what happened? We got a panic. Disk IO error. Okay, so it did bubble up. Fine. That works. Let's try another change. Oh, sure, we'll submit the same changes before. Ooh, will it pipe? It did something. Okay. What about data plane? What is data plane doing with the FIFO bits? create listener. Oh, we're trying to read a U32. Okay. So we get the size, then we read that much and do nothing with it. Okay. We just say, hey, that was a mutation. Now we're not logging here. Perhaps we should. Let's add some logging so that we can see what the heck's going on. Okay, first off, I would like to basically move this into dbmutate or some crate that sits between them so I can test them together. Now we're getting rid of this. So we need to take a couple of things. Let's have a pub function, right? Let's see. Sure. We'll just call it right. We need to have a FIFO. FIFO. Reference to a file. Then we'll take data length. No, that'll be internal. Start position bytes. So let's have the start position, which at this point, it's an I-64. Do we want to bubble that through? Because we can only use half of an I-64. Isn't that a U-32? It's not like we can really have negative positions. Let's do a U-32. That gives us a 4K limit, or 4, was it 4 gig limit? That's interesting. What if the wall log is 4 gigs? So like 3 and 64. It's a long. Okay. Why was I was thinking it was here. Okay, that's much more space. I was thinking unsigned long. Of course, because it's just the high bit that determines whether or not it's signed. Wow. Okay. What a refresher. And yeah, we're not going to have any issue with that. I-64. And then we want the file hash. Now, can I have a reference to an array? Standard IO result. And this will be whatever, use size. The length, let's say that's a U32. Arguably, it doesn't need to be that large. It's not like this is going to be that big. Okay, so we have data length, commit start. Let's say a start pause. We're using big Indian bytes. We could use native, right? Oh, um, that's. All right, let's parse this correctly. File hash. Mm, we're going to have to cast it anyways. What does this return? Oh, it returns use size. Mm, we already have the hash. All right. So there's our right. Now let's call it db mutation. We give it our FIFO. Let's move this at the bottom for now. We have FIFO. Yes, I deleted way too much. Okay, we need that there still. One right there. Hmm. Oh, interesting. We do not know what what the expectation is for the size here. Let's make that a const on db mutation. Oops, did I? Hmm. Expected right size. Hmm. Message. So we have 32, no, 4. 4 plus that plus that. We have 4 for the U32 bytes, so the size of the I64, and then the hash size, which is that. Mm, I don't like the lack of symmetry here. Okay. Got it. Okay. Now let's go to data plane's FIFO side. And we want the equivalent read. Let's just write the read here. Oh, function read. FO. What else? I think that's it. Then we return some kind of message. And this will have start pause, file hash. So we want to read a certain number of bytes and then get the message. We just want to make sure that the size hasn't changed. Would this ever be the case, though? Why don't we just get rid of this? The data length. I guess it could be the case that it's out of sync somehow. The machine, like the VFS on the machine and data plane are out of sync. So maybe a version. So we read the version. Actually, we could just read the expected message length. So we should just be able to read that in one go instead of making multiple reads. Let data equals U8, that is expected message length. Oops. Rate exact. It is recommended that implementations only write something. Uh, Probably need this to be standard IO result of DB mutation. All right, so we read data into that. Expected mutable reference. Sure. You can have a mute, and you can have a mute. So now our data is filled. Now we just do the opposite of what was above. Let version. I don't like having data in that. There. Huh. Size. Good. All right. So let version equals, what is this? This is a U32 from B bytes, and this is a slice. Oh, this is, okay, yes. Data 0 dot dot 4 try into. That will always succeed. If version is not equal to version turn. Invalid data. Data not valid for the operation we encountered. Maybe data. So if the version's not correct, we return an error. Now, let's read the start position, then the file hash. Good morning, Dojo Drummer. How are you? Or some more tea. Oh, shoot. I'm late wrapping up the stream today. I should get going. Well, thank you all for hanging out. I gotta do this quickly, so. Oh, here we go. Let Future Highway know that, I'm not gonna be there. So, take care, y'all, and, well, till next time. Bye bye.